we've got a special edition of our Pokemon Cube today. Today, we're going to start going through and looking at all the trainer cards to add to the cube. We've gotten through most of the like additions, the colors, things like that for the different types. But today we're going to talk through and go through because our goal is to have 360 some cards in the cube. That's like our base level. In order to do that, we can't just have all Pokemon. We have to supplement the cube with the different types and different colors with all these trainer cards. And the trainer cards worked a little bit differently back in the day. So we're going to go through, try to figure out how many we're going to have. I don't know. The math that we're trying to do is each deck should have roughly the availability to get like, I don't know, 10 to 12 different trainer cards per deck. Will it work? I don't know. We'll see once we sort through it. Again, all these are from decks that we've played. Also, how many energy, like colorless energy, are we going to include? All this we're still working through and trying to figure out. But most likely our goal, look, we've got a bunch. We talked about how we're taking apart decks. So we have so many of these that were in decks that now we're going to find a way to just make it into a draftable format. But let's assume we have 8 double energy. I feel like that gives enough options for players to get one each, but we could always bump that to like 12 or 10 or something like that to kind of be able to say, hey, you have the chance to get more than one. But it's also the priority wise, if we go 8, all right, then you could be like, oh, I'm going to prioritize more of these. Maybe I'm running a Scyther, I'm running the like Dragonites, things like that, but We'll get to the double color later. Let's start going through at least the trainer cards for now. We'll talk about, what each of these cards are going to do and, kind of go through. We haven't really done much sorting, so we'll do a little bit of a time lapse of the sorting later in the video. But for now, we're going to kind of go through and talk a little bit about what the cards are, what they do, and how you might be able to utilize them. So in the vintage style, you can utilize as many trainer cards as you want in a turn. If you draft like a Bill and Professor Oak, that's like, you can get to be able to do cool things. But energy retrieval is nice. Trading a card from your hand to be able to get energy from your discard pile. Potions, we know. Switch. Oh, wait, hold on. So potion, I guess we could remove 2 damage counters from it, right? 10 damage for each counter. So remove 20 damage essentially. Switch one of your bench Pokemon with your active Pokemon. A little bit more protection stuff. So we like that. All right, we'll try to sort it by energy related, battle utility, and other, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. So energy removal, that's really good. Discard away our opponent's energy. Energy search. Go search for an energy card from our deck. Super potion, switch. We've seen this. Maintenance, shuffle 2 cards from your hand, and then you get to draw. That's pretty nice. Not bad. Shuffling in cards there. So it's not necessarily battlefield manipulation, but all right, computer search, discard 2 cards to be able to, again, that works well with our like energy retrievals and things like that. So this lets us tutor for any card by discarding cards. So anything we need, if we need an evolution, we need trainer stuff, we get to find stuff. Bill, draw 2. Pot agreed. Let's go. Professor Oak, Wheel of Fortune, discard your hand, draw 7 cards. One-sided Wheel of Fortune. Best cards there. We love it. Again, you could chain a bunch of these in the base to fossil. So quick sorts. Yep. Super energy removal. So very similar to energy removal itself, but discard 1 energy attached to one of yours to get rid of 2 from your opponents. Very powerful, high priority to grab because you need energy to cast your abilities, right? Just like you need lands to cast spells, same type of things. Pokedex, look at the top 5 cards of your deck and rearrange them in any order. There's not a lot of shuffling effects, so it's kind of like brainstorm locking yourself sometimes, but you get to do a little bit of manipulation there. Flip a coin, if heads, search the library for any basic or evolution card, which is nice. Show that to your opponent, add it to your hand. So a little bit of battlefield related things will move out of the way because this is all just sort of, you're starting to see kind of the categories of how we're prioritizing things, but there's a couple other cards. Almost got through them all. Switch, Gust of Wind. Ooh, bumping our camera. There we go. So there's our Gust of Wind. Choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. It's switch, but on the other side, right? So you're swapping out, oh, you have this on the bench. Now let's try to end the game with this Gust of Wind and try to utilize this to help kind of get our opponents there. Item Finder, discard 2 cards, find a item or trainer card. So specifically from your discard pile, though. So you get back Bill, Professor Oak, our energy removals. So very nice. More Pokedex. Cool. Yeah, and we'll see. You see us kind of sorting through. Oh, here we go. Pokemon Breeder. Very powerful. It's going to be so good, high synergy with a lot of different decks. Because we're doing the 3 evolution lines, we need cards like this to help you out. Because you're like, oh, I have a Squirtle and a Wartortle Blastoise, but now I can just turn my Squirtle directly into a Blastoise with this. Put a Stage 2 evolution card from your hand onto one of your Pokemon. So it lets you skip the middle stage. We've got Alakazam, we've got Gengar, we've got Dragonite, we've got, of course, Charizard, Venusaurs. Like, we've got all these triple evolutions basically for all the colors, except Electric does not get any triple evolutions in the base set. So, but now you get at least a good idea of what the cube is going to have. Oh, Pokemon Trader we didn't have. Trade one of your basic Pokemon or evolution cards for one basic or evolution. So you basically say, oh, I have a lot of creatures or a lot of Pokemon. Let's shuffle it out, switch it out to one that I could use. So we like those. Do a little bit more sorting. Oh my gosh, I'm constantly just bumping the camera in this one. Sorry, y'all. We'll get it all sorted out here. Oh, last. We haven't talked about last. Okay. If we keep finding new ones that, oh yeah, here's another one. Here's another one. You and your opponent show each other their hands, shuffle all trainer cards from it into your deck. So if you had any of these cards, maybe you're hoarding your Gust of Wind, that's now gets shuffled away. All right, move pile. Oh, Pokemon Center. Here's another good one. New ones to be able to talk about. So again, a lot of utility, but more healing stuff. This one, you're going to remove all damage counters from all of your Pokemon, but you have to discard all of your energy in order to utilize it. So there is a damage manipulation deck with like Alakazam and Chansey and stuff like that, where you can kind of move your damage counters around, and then you're just like, all right, cool, let's heal it up and go again. So that is definitely a possibility. So yeah, we're sorting through it. We're going to see, I think we've gotten through everything now, more or less. This might be the best stuff here. So let's kind of do a fast forward time lapse of what everything's going to look like. We found a couple of other cards while sorting that we hadn't talked about yet. So let's go through. We only have one for Gambler. So shuffle your hand into your deck, flip a coin. If heads, draw 8. If tails, draw 1. So I like that. I like the idea of having these sort of one of really crazy effects like that. We have a bunch of recycles. Flip a coin. If heads, put a card from your discard pile on top of your deck. Very cool. We like that. So we have at least 6 to utilize. Not sure if we'll use all 6, but we have 6 to go with. So additional cards to consider. Plus, we found all of our defenders and plus powers, the big boys. So let's talk through it. Here's how this works. These are really useful because you basically attach it for a turn, and that Pokemon is able to absorb a hit, essentially. Damage is reduced by 20. So same sort of deal with plus power, except it's on the opposite side, and you're increasing your power by 10, so you deal 10 more damage with your attack. So really cool ways to kind of manipulate the battlefield in a way and adjust players' kind of calculations for how their attacking defending might go in that regard. So I like the idea of including these. Maybe we'll do 4-4 for defense, 4 offense, 4 defenders, 4 plus powder. Let's try that. And that gives players enough if they want to. With an 8-player draft, you could be able to draft one of each, or this also gives flexibility of how they want to prioritize things, or they could draft it and not even play it, right? So I like that. I like including the 4 of 4. We're going to include the one Gambler for sure. We know that. How many recycles should we use? I guess we should do our low counts first and make sure those get included. So like Pokemon Centers, there's only 2 of. Let's include those in the cube. I like that. We don't have very many energy or super energy removal. I like the idea of 2 with an 8-player, right? One player can do the priority. We'll definitely include some energy removals for sure, but 2 of the really powerful ones seem really good. Again, like having these sort of like really cool, like 1 of 2 ofs in there is nice. So we still got, of course, that's also the other thing too that we haven't really talked about. Is these going to be too much? Who knows? Once we get into it and start playing and drafting, we will find out. And if it is too much of a feel bad moment for players, then we can start doing the tweaks and changes as we go through it. But, building it's half the fun, playing it's the other half here. 4 Pokedex, not bad. I like that. That seems good. We've seen a couple of shuffle effects, right, that exist. So maybe 4 is the minimum we'd like to include. We have the 4 plus power, 4 defender, 4 Pokemon trainers, 4 of the Pokedex. But we'll see. Pokeballs, I feel like 8 of these make sense, right? It's one of those flip a coin. It's either it works or it doesn't work. So allows a little bit of tutor for a creature. So I keep saying creatures. My magic brain's kicked in for it. But for a Pokemon right there, so 8 seems good. Let's go with 8. What else do we got? How many recycle? Another one of those flip a coin. Do we just do 4 on this one? It's not bad. All right, let's try with 4. Let's add it to the pile. 4 of seems good. What else are we going with now? I like the Singleton Gamble still every time I see it in there. All right. Item finder, maintenance, computer shirks, big ones here. Discard 2 other cards with this one. All right, let's look if we do 4-4-4 for these. If we go 4-4-4, we could, you see we have a couple extras here, so we could always increase the number. But at least, again, our goal is to try to get up to that like 360 for the cube. So we need a lot of trainer cards to supplement. So, all right, how many lasts? Do we have 4 lasts? Perfect. Excellent. I kind of want to have more Pokemon breeders. Do we go 8? I kind of like going 8 for this. Because of the fact that you want to cut down on those feel bad moments, and if people are like stuck trying to find their mega evolution, maybe that, or it's too much and we got to get rid of it, and if searching is too much, there's too many tutors, we'll adjust it. But all right, so let's see. Yeah, I like that a lot of our find the Pokemons are higher. Right? Flip a coin. You might get it. You might not. Trade something from your hand to go get it. We'll see. The Pokemon Breeder is really powerful, but giving players options to use it is not, because it could be a dead card, right? You need to have the tools in order to utilize it. So energy retrieval and energy research here. So we know for sure 4 energy retrieval. Do we have anything that's 6 of? Should we just go to 6 of these? Do I have anything? Let's see. I think it's been 4-4-4s. Or 8s, right? Which is just 2 sets of 4. So here's what we've got so far. A pretty good mix of cards. Again, it's going to be designed for an 8-player draft. So not all the cards you're going to get to play, or not all the cards you're going to be drafting. So we'll see. Do we count these? Oh, we didn't even include those with our pile. Okay. What are we doing? I'm sort of clumping things together a little bit more. You can see, like, all right, here's some searching effects. All right, here's some item-related effects. We'll try 4. Let's go through 4. Maybe we'll do 6. But then it's like, if we're doing 6, I don't know. But we're only getting them back from our discard. you'd have to have them in your graveyard. Where energy search. Okay, we'll do our energy cards. Search for your. We'll do 8. You know what? All the energy. You have to be able to use them to get to play your cards, right? We want them to play the game. If that's our goal, we're saying 8 tutor effects for Pokemon, 8 tutor effects for energy. You know, it gives the option for every player to find one and prioritize, hey, take these energy cards. If you let one go by, you're going to feel sad. But that's also like, that goes into the manipulation that comes along with drafting of, oh, I'm prioritizing this specific evolution and letting this trainer card go by, hoping that it might yield because of the power that the Pokemon has. And maybe we'll see players do this sort of mix matching of, oh, I'll skip my Pokemon draft for this set here, this booster, and go right into a big payoff here. Maybe I'll get like that super energy removal or something like that, or grab a second copy of Bill or something to be able to do that. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how players start to kind of show their prioritization when we are playing. But a couple super potions. Are we doing 4 regular potions for super? Yeah, let's do it. I mean, that's fine, right? If you're looking for it, like if you've drafted a heavy Pokemon, maybe you'll go with that. All right, now going into our Switch and Gust of Wind. I feel like 8 for Switch is good. Gust of Wind can win the game and finish it, so maybe I don't. That's the other thing too. I don't want one deck to just have all of them, but can we get away with 8? Again, giving the option for every player to draft 1. Maybe that's the play. Bill, we know we want a high count of Bill. I love drawing cards. 8, let's just rip 8 real quick right off the bat and see what that looks like. And look, I still have a huge pile left. All right, if you draft 1, sweet. If you draft more than 1, well, good luck. 8 Bill or Professor Oaks, obviously. Like the big powerhouse effects for trainers, we definitely want to do. So let's take a look and see the last little bit. If we like the number count, we'll do another quick look through of the piles and how things are looking, and do like a number count. Of course, if you're wanting to see more of the cube itself, we have a link down in the description here. That is our Cube Koga list. Of course, if you want to see our magic cubes, those are in Cube Cobra, right? Like the snake, but Cube Koga, as in the gym leader from, did you get it? We're picking that up. All right, let's lay it out here. We got 8 piles of 8, piles of 4. All right, 4. Oh, the singleton, I forgot. 2s. All right, here's our low counts that are 2 or less. 4s. How many did I get? 4. Okay. 4. Item finders. Yep. Lasts. Cool. Potions. 4 potions. 4 super potions again. Yeah, a lot of 4s. And then we've got our big 8s. All right. 8 switch. 8 gusts of wind. 72 of our big. And then let's see how we doing. 92 right now. Count up the rest of them here. Math is hard. Never do math on camera, but that should put us at 112. Yeah, where were we at? 112, 116, and then 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Okay. 121 trainer cards? That's not bad. I feel pretty good about that, actually. I think that's good for starting with, especially because we have this like one of gambler and stuff like that. And yeah, I like this. Let's go with this. Okay, so here's our final count. We're going to actually get in and do some testing soon. I like our idea of doing the, like, energy and Pokemon are available. And then we've got some utility stuff. So, check back for future videos as we keep going through. We've got, of course, normal sorting, our fighting, whatever else we got left. I don't know. I've lost track now. But check out all the videos, and we'll see you guys, of course, in the next game and the next little cube building video. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching, y'all, and I'll see you all next game.